Supposedly grown, supposedly grown, supposedly grown, supposedly grown. Supposedly grown.
Okay, so we're
Names?
here with our friends who we always talk about. They exist.
Yo, yeah.
And there's finally another girl here, so I want to ask her. Have you... Love is Blind. Everybody's seen it. Everybody loves it.
I haven't seen it though.
So
I
y'all are
haven't
the
seen
two
it.
people that don't have Netflix.
First of all,
Well-
it's a disaster, but you cannot look away.
I can't watch those things because the claustrophobia. It's just like they're in like confined space.
Maybe 2 episodes.
I'd probably like
3
to watch
tops. It's not... But once you get past that, oh, so good.
Yeah, I'm
My
married.
shit just got canceled, so I was like, I gotta switch. Yeah, they were trying to
Okay.
set the new
I'm
card.
super married,
Okay,
so I gotta
so
watch.
Regardless,
Explain,
storyline. There is
explain.
this man on there,
Okay.
and he meets this woman, and he knows in the back of his head he's had relationships with men in the past. He waits until they're engaged before he... So they get engaged, they all go on this Mexico trip, and then he tells her. Her reaction is... she feels a little upset that he waited so long to tell her after engaged. She felt like she should have had that choice in the beginning, whether she could look past her or not.
Right.
And so, in my head, that was justified. But the question is, you meet a guy, y'all can't get y'all are vibing, so in love, and he tells you he's been with men in the past. Is that something you look past?
What?
Okay, for me, I'm more of an open, like Greek type person, like let's bone everybody type person.
Did you say
Like-
Greek?
Like
Greek?
yeah, because
like
you know,
eat gyros?
like no
Euros?
No, I'm just saying, like you
I'm
ever seen
sorry.
like the Spartacus? Everybody's boning everybody.
Yeah.
It's not about who you're connecting with. It's
Uh-huh.
just sex. That's how I am. But most
But his
people,
thing,
like
his thing, it wasn't
normally-
sex. It was
He found-
a
relationship.
heart.
Yeah,
Like,
he
yeah.
found
he
his
likes
relationship.
good people.
His relationship
No.
wasn't based off of sex. It was more based off of the mind.
no,
Yeah.
I guess I'm
Well,
just
I know
a sex
people that
person or
actually
whatever.
say
Asexual, right? No.
No,
With
asexual is when
means
you don't
He's
have any
sexually
attraction.
fluid, I guess.
Fluid, gender, or no,
I mean,
Sexually
relationship
fluid?
Asexual,
Sexually-
homosexual, whatever you want to call it. You suck one dick, I promise you. You could turn water into wine. You could part the Red Sea like Moses, but you will die a cocksucker.
You can't come back and suck a dick, right?
I'm
You suck a
just
dick,
like
you
So
suck
By
is
the
that, does that just make you...
a homosexual.
Well, it's not that. It's just
I
like
wouldn't
that
say
whole
all that,
trust
though.
issue. You didn't come at me with, like, you didn't come.
Well, but this
bored
is
with this in
this
the
is a
beginning,
weird
you
this
know?
is a weird situation, right? Because it's a game show, pretty much. Like your
Yeah.
whole point is to get into a relationship and get married within a certain amount of days.
So if he felt like that was a tiebreaker, he's not gonna... Deal breaker, he's not gonna say it.
Yeah. Like
But-
Which I
pick
feel
and
like
choose.
is what he did.
But is
Oh,
she
yeah,
after the
definitely.
money though? Like, is there?
There's
I don't
no
know
money.
if there's money,
Then
but
what-
I don't
I
know
think
because
they
they
paid
got
for their own wedding.
I don't think so,
Well, because of Amber Burnett, she was talking about the prices of the dress and the flowers and...
but I don't feel like they paid for it because all their
I think
weddings
they
were
did.
So it's
exactly
like
the
a
same.
reality
You show
show
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
I
so
just-
they got
So,
their
but
wedding
okay, my
papers.
thing is, in a relationship with a person,
Tell us what you're thinking.
our sexual history has absolutely nothing to do with what we have now. I don't want to know. Don't want to know how
I
many
really
we've
So
been
you
with.
wouldn't want to know?
Nope.
I
If a
don't.
dude,
I don't
if a
wanna
guy
know.
you're with
Nope.
sleeps
No.
with another guy,
Uh-uh.
you wouldn't want to know.
Nah.
What?
No.
Okay. What? Let's say
Because
he
I
doesn't.
don't know if I could look. Honestly,
Let's
I don't
say-
know if
I
I could look
can't,
past
I
it.
can't.
I don't know.
Let's say he doesn't tell you, but some
With
guy,
those eyes.
some guy comes up to y'all,
'Cause I'd be
super
like,
feminine,
nah.
comes up, gives him a hug, says, "Oh man, it's been so long since I've seen you." You're not gonna question that?
No.
I
No?
mean,
What?
if she
Oh,
don't know, she won't.
Exactly. Like, I
What
won't.
if he's a little feminine too? Little metro.
Well, we all have a type. So that's not what I go
My
for,
thing is,
and
it
he is like that,
depends
I'm
on
not
what
gonna
you
be with him.
decide, what you describe as feminine. Because there are some men that cross their legs and smoke a cigar, and it's considered okay. It's called class. You got some men that cross their legs, and you be like, damn, it's just a little different. No judgments. We let
It's
everybody
all
live.
dependent
We
on
let
where you
everybody
come
live
from,
and
right?
love
How
here.
you,
We
how you
just
got
have a
how you got
conversation.
brought up is how you're gonna live. But
Yeah,
the way I
maybe,
see it
maybe.
is, so eventually you're gonna find out. There's no way
I
you're not
mean,
gonna know.
Well, I won't get mad for him
What if,
not
like,
telling
you-
me
what
because
if
I'm
you
not
go-
gonna ask.
what
so
if
it's
you
not
go
like
to
he
the-
ever
You
lied.
don't want to know.
That has nothing to do with me.
What if
I
you-
want to know: do you have kids? Do you have any STDs?
What are we
First-
talking about?
Are you sleeping with anybody else at the moment?
Do you have a
Yeah.
Those
girlfriend?
are what's relevant to
Does
me.
anybody else think that they're your girlfriend? Is there anybody?
No, that
is there
matters.
anyone
does
under
No,
the
but that goes
under
along
the
with
conclusion
that goes
they are
along
your
with
girlfriend?
that's the exact same with are you sleeping with anybody else at the moment?
Well, the answer's always.
I mean,
no
but then
matter
I
what,
can be
what the
oh,
truth
sorry.
is.
Then I can be mad at you for lying to me. But if I never ask, I can't be mad at you for lying. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
Well, what? Okay. So let's say.
I ask you a direct question and you directly answered me a lie. I can be mad at you.
So my
all right. What if
response-
it's not a lie?
Right.
What if it's avoiding the question? What if he
No,
changes the
that's
subject?
still
He doesn't
Then-
like-
answer.
oh no, I'm not the one.
No.
Your answer.
No.
If I ask you a question, I want a clear answer, and we ain't getting away from that shit.
But does it depend on how serious? All right. Let's say you go to the parents' house and they have pictures of these guys together.
why? Why would you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
me see
Well,
them?
they're
Well,
in a
that's
serious
okay,
relationship,
but
right?
that's
Are they
you
buddies?
going to a girl's house and her parents have
Wait, wait, wait.
pictures of
Who
their
parents
ex-relationship.
does
Like,
that?
that's
Well, you
weird.
are-
I
Yeah.
mean, you
Prom
know,
pictures.
but
No
it's
matter
yeah,
what,
they're
that's
memories.
upsetting.
But that's
memories
high
never
school,
go.
though.
No, but I
Yeah.
mean, memories for some people they never
No,
go away.
no matter what, that's.
You've never been in a relationship with like a
I've never-
family that really liked an ex?
No.
Have
I
I
have.
been in a relationship with the guy that I met his family? No.
What?
You've
Ever?
never met anybody's
Ever.
family?
Okay, this is a
No.
new
Really?
topic.
That is very
What?
We need to
You never
jump on
met
that.
nobody's family?
No.
You never met
My
nobody's mama?
relationship history is kind of a little shady.
Lacking?
Why?
You're lacking.
Uh,
You just is it a personal choice? Not like where they're like, you want to come meet my parents, and you're like, nah, I'm
No.
good. Or was it like
If
they
you do it
never offered?
like that, I'm just like.
oh no. I met a guy's grandma.
Obviously, it can't be that big of a deal.
I would
'cause
feel
it was
like a
one of those-
grandma.
A grandma's a
would
big
be more
deal.
serious.
And
Yeah,
his
yeah.
parents didn't live here, lived a different country, and he came over here, and his grandparents stayed here, and I met his grandparents.
Wait,
Don't,
wait.
don't say that too loud. Trump might go after that guy. So watch
I
out.
was say you were trying to help, trying to make a little extra
Wait,
cash.
wait,
Right.
Relationship
Where was he
status:
from?
who needs a green card?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good shit.
Hey.
I'm
So,
not gonna lie
so-
to you. That's
Bermuda,
a little awkward
interesting.
to me. That's a little awkward to me. I mean, how do you all feel about that? I mean, once you, from a male perspective, I get it. You know, some people might look at it as a form of different sex, just a different type of sex. I know they would talk about Alexander the Great and like back
Yeah.
whenever you it's not medieval times, but what do you call it?
That's like Roman.
Yeah.
Empire.
But I mean, they have festivals, and I can't think of the
Yeah, I
Like-
mean,
like
they would
orgies.
just
They
they
had
would just have
orgies.
sex with whatever
So
kids.
It was
it's
just-
yeah,
it was just getting
and so
off.
I've actually heard people say, "Well, no, I don't look at myself as a homosexual." I've actually heard a man say that. I don't look at myself as a homosexual. I just think I like different types of sex. I'm just like, all right, cool, live and love. You like tea, I don't like tea at all. My thing is though, shit, I don't like coffee either. But I mean, fuck, you know, it is what it is. No.
I think that's the biggest thing, right? Is if someone admits that they like a different sex or they like a different type of sex, like I don't really care. They can do what they want to as long as they ain't messing with me. Like
Yeah.
go ahead and have sex with guys. Go ahead, but just don't lie to yourself. Don't try to put on this front that you want to have a family, that you want to be a family person. If you really
Well,
don't,
my thing is,
And
some
that's
people
what-
might
not a
wanna be,
family,
though.
not a family person. Because like you can be a homosexual and have a family. That's perfectly
Yeah.
fine. You
Yeah.
can go through the
Right.
steps to do that and everything. But don't put on that front to where you're gonna have a wife. You're gonna have those kids in that family.
And I've
then,
Oh,
like,
and
And
then-
then,
15,
see, that's
15
living two
years-
lives. That's
Yeah.
living two
Yeah,
lives. That's
exactly.
fraudulent.
Yeah.
15
That's a
years
fraudulent
down the
way.
road,
Yeah, that's
don't
fraudulent.
decide that, man, my sexuality overweighs this whole family thing. So I'm gonna go be happy with my guy.
And
Too
you see
true,
that
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Like the big thing is like live your truth. Whatever
Yeah.
your truth is, live it. If you want to be with a guy, you want to be with a girl, you want to be with a goat. It's illegal, but go ahead and do it. Like,
Yeah, I
You know,
agree. I
I'm
just
saying,
completely
life.
agree.
You went there?
He said go.
I mean, but
No, I
then-
completely agree. That's a very good point.
how do y'all
Don't-
feel about peer pressure though? My thing is though, there's
oh
a
yeah,
lot of
definitely.
people.
Well,
even
now
we live in
though, I would
2020,
say
But it's
this
culture,
year.
though.
This year,
It's totally culture.
now compared to 15 years ago, that pressure is a lot less. There's
Mm-hmm.
obviously it depends
me
on
and
where
you
you
growing
live,
up,
right?
that was really
That was a big
social,
no-no, yeah, yeah.
socially
Especially with
unacceptable.
minorities, right?
Yes,
In the
absolutely.
Hispanic
Oh.
culture or the black
African-
culture,
yeah,
you're not
yeah.
allowed to be a homosexual. That's so.
And then it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's my.
It's so frowned upon.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that because you'll be pretty much,
Like,
separated
this is-
from the
this
pack.
is my daughter, or
Exactly.
like it's like
well, that's the big thing
it's
too,
a
is
big
right.
thing.
Like,
Ooh, can we talk about what D Wade and his
I'm a fan of everyone being great. So I mean, how
You're
I
so
don't-
optimistic.
I try to
You
be.
gotta
My
be,
thing
you
is
gotta
though, the glass is either half full or half empty. So my thing is though, fuck, I'm gonna look
But
at
I'm
it
okay.
half
I'm
full.
okay with
I'm
Right,
allowed to have an
right.
opinion, and we're allowed to agree to disagree,
Right.
respectfully, always.
Same, yeah.
So
And you can't grow if like your group of friends, you all think the same thing in the same way. Like, you're never gonna
No.
grow as a person.
You gotta have those different mindsets.
And if you can
Absolutely.
have an open
'Cause you gotta
conversation.
Test, you've got to test your fucking way
Yeah,
of thinking
yeah.
based on someone else's way of
And if
thinking.
you can
'cause
have
that's
an
the only way.
open, respectful conversation, there's absolutely nothing
And
wrong
I-
with
and I
disagreeing.
like
But
that
there's
about
so
us,
there's
that we
so
do
many
that.
people
We're
that
so
aren't
different.
open. There's so many
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
that
and
aren't
that
open
comes
to
that
open
brings us back
conversation.
to what we were just talking about. So my question is, if you are in an environment where people are not open, and you feel like
Pressure.
you coming out
It's
would
gonna
be
create
accepted.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
actually been around
It's gonna
people.
create a
Shit, you-
situation.
we're from the same place. I'm sure you know. I'm sure you
Oh,
know
yeah.
people that would choose being one negative stereotype, a thug, over being a homosexual.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They would, think about it. They will sag their pants, do this and
Talk
do
a
that,
certain way.
and will look like a thug, look like somebody, look like how, how they show the perception. Well, I need to grab my purse or lock the door or this and that, da 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 da. Well, shit. You choose that over being a homosexual. At the end of the day, you really are fighting your feelings and fighting your truth,
And that goes back with
trying to
living your
choose
truth.
another
Yeah.
negative persona.
Yeah, exactly.
Because which one's worse than the other?
Which one's worse? So I have to
Depending,
choose the
we're
worst
from
of the two
we're
evils.
from different towns, same.
Well, that's the big thing too. is
County,
like,
small towns. So it's being a
It's
thug
more-
is
it's
less
well,
frowned upon.
growing up,
than
yeah,
being
that was the
It's
big
a little
thing.
bit more regular. It's
Yeah.
a little bit more
Yeah.
normal.
Because we're
It's
from
It's like
small
because
towns.
it's gonna be
it's
it's
more
gonna be
normal.
it's gonna be blamed on the environment that grew up
Absolutely.
in.
You know that. And you know that. We see people.
That's
be
that's
like, yeah,
another
where you
thing
from?
too. Is like homosexuality is a nurture of nature, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. I
Do
do.
you have a
I
choice?
say nature because you have
You
gay
don't have a
parents
choice, right?
who
Excuse
raise
you?
straight kids.
You think so?
I think you have gay parents who have straight kids, straight parents with gay kids.
But I mean, but nature or nurture doesn't necessarily mean just the parents, right?
I disagree. I think at some
Oh,
point in time,
we're
we all
going
make
somewhere.
choices. I just disagree. I think I'll never forget. There was one time I remember. My mom talks about it all the time. She says, I walked in as a kid and she was using the bathroom, and I remember she said, I said, "Mom, where's your pee-pee?" She was like, "Son, I don't have one." My thing is, it's almost like a little kid at a young age putting on his mom's heels, even though he's growing up with all women. The choice is, are you laughing at it, or are you saying, "No, son, don't do that"? No, son.
Well,
don't do
my
that."
nephew used to he grew up with me and my mom mostly, and
Yeah.
he would be like, "Oh, I need my purse, need my purse." He'd be like, "No, you have a backpack."
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so-
you're not supposed to use a purse.
Yeah. But so I feel like it's nature. Like, you're gonna be this way regardless of how because you have
So
all these little.
you're either supporting it or correcting it.
So
Supporting
so
it,
with
or even adjusting it, not even correcting
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Not like
Right.
anything's wrong.
Yeah,
It's nothing wrong. I just feel like there are certain people, like you can have 3 or 4 kids in a house, and then one person be like, "All right, cool, that's the youngest or that's the oldest, so he might get away with this. I'm looking past this because I have this going on with this son." So it's like, all right, cool, we laughed at it, you were in the heels, and then we laughed at it, and then I corrected it. But the thing is, though, the mentality, the perspective from the kid, it was like, this is okay. And I'm already raised with women anyway, so mannerisms come into play. If you only raised around women, you might cross your legs because you don't know any different. Because that's
but
all
at
you
the end of
see.
the day, you could be completely straight.
And
That's the
completely
thing, that's the
straight.
thing,
And
too.
I
Because
know.
it's who you are.
That's who
born
you are,
is
yeah.
how you're born.
So you say there's no choice towards
no,
sexuality.
because you have people.
like you are what you are.
You can be raised around women. You can be a little feminine, but at the end of the day, you like
Metrosexual,
women
yeah,
because
yeah,
that's
yeah. Like you can
how
have
you-
feminine qualities, but you can still
yeah.
want
So I think
a
that
woman.
is the nurture part. You're a little feminine. You're raised on women. You still like women. But I think you could be.
But
no matter how much I try to correct your behavior, if at the end of the day you still like men, then that's who you are.
Let's go a step past that though. What about
Oh, no.
what about gender?
So that's what I'm saying, the whole D Wade thing.
Gender,
Like,
right?
I feel like, support your
Do
child.
you think that's
So-
nature?
but-
But wait, what's
Like
a
I-
good age to let them?
Exactly. Support your
Come
child.
into their own
choice.
understanding. Yes.
I think,
Yeah,
I think
that's what I'm
no,
saying.
no,
Like,
I think
I feel like-
that's dependent on each child though.
No, you're
But
not.
that's-
I'm not
to me,
paying for
that's
nothing
scary, though.
permanent.
Well, yeah,
nothing
that's the
till
thing.
you're 18.
It's like I don't even think legally. I don't even think
But,
legally
okay.
you can do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
And
there's
I mean,
there's a cutoff age
when
to where
is
Okay.
it that you're mature enough and you know
To
to
make
decide
that
to
make
decision.
that
decide whether
Because
you're a
at
boy or
12,
girl.
come on.
Come on.
Okay, so
Huh.
I'm gonna come at you from this perspective. Sometimes people would look at it as, all right, cool. I'm molding my son or daughter to make choices and independent decisions on their own at a young age. The thing is, though, I would rather have that trial and error, and I'd be there to pick them up as they fall, rather than they get to a older age and they are warped, closed-minded, box-minded, and now
Now they're
it's
fighting
only
themselves.
because mom said so.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
only because dad said so. And Big Mama said if I stand too close to the TV, I'm gonna go blind. Or if I keep choking my chicken, I'm gonna go blind. First of all,
I'm gonna grow hair on my palms.
yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna go hair on my paws.
Is that
I'd be the
safe?
hairiest motherfucker in the
I've
world.
never heard that before.
I'd be the
Never heard
hairiest
that before.
motherfucker in the world. I'd be in this right song.
I'd have to shave my palms once a week.
Absolutely. What the fuck? My niggas
I've
don't.
never heard
Big
that.
Mama, Big Mama had some. There was some truth to it. There was some truth in the principle, but overall, the facts weren't there. So, I believe in allowing people to like grow and understand them. That is a thing that a lot of people say that is what makes and breaks people in college. You have the choices. We talked about choices. The choice.
There's
to
less
go to
structure
class.
in college.
Yeah,
Like
you don't
it's,
have to go to
it's
class.
dependent. It's dependent on yourself.
Absolutely.
Because you don't have
choose
that
to wake your
anybody
ass up.
looking
You
over
put in-
yourself, like waking up for
Exactly.
school. Did you do your
Like
homework?
all
Did you
throughout
put-
high school. I mean, that's why
You
they
paid
say.
for this.
That's why they say so
That's
many
all-
high
that's
school
all it is.
fucking top 10% don't make it because they're
Because-
used to that structure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
They don't
one.
have
No,
that
they don't care
same-
if you do your homework. They don't care if you come to class.
Exactly.
They're
Like,
getting
bitch,
paid
I've got
regardless.
my thing is
Right.
though, I've got my degree. I remember I've heard a professor actually say that to me. Like, oh cool, I'm not taking roll. What am I taking roll for? The tests are here, the syllabus was here, you showed up the first day. Y'all all gonna show up the first day.
Exactly.
If y'all don't show up the first day, alright, whatever this and that. So you got the syllabus from somebody. Test gonna be on the same day, but I got my shit.
Yeah, they're
You
getting
need to get
paid
your
regardless.
shit. And I'm here to help
especially
you
if
get
you're
it.
dealing with
Right.
with a
A
teacher that has tenure.
Oh, they don't
exactly.
care.
They don't
They're
give a shit.
super getting paid. They ain't getting
They're
fired.
throwing their shit out. You do it. If not, whatever. They
Exactly.
can care less.
But so
If you
my
pass
thing
or not.
is, like you said,
Shout out to
with
all the
my
educators
kid-
out there though.
With
Exactly.
my, if I had a child
Bro,
and I
you
have
guys are
a
the
little
truth.
boy, and he would be like, I think I'm a girl. Okay, I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna pressure him. It will take some adjusting, but I'm also gonna be like, let's not make anything permanent. If this is what you want, okay.
Like Boosie
I'm not
said,
gonna call
don't
it a
cut off
phase.
his dick.
But-
No, no,
No,
I won't do that.
Like
I'm
Boosie
not
said,
gonna
don't
call
cut
it a
off his
phase,
dick.
and I'm not gonna invalidate their
So
feelings.
what?
Like
How
when
far?
when
How
are
far are
they
you
changing
gonna
their
go?
clothes? Like
Exactly.
when is
Like
the
are you
makeup?
gonna are you
like,
gonna let them? Are you gonna let them
how
dress as a
fast are you
female?
gonna let
Are you
that
gonna let them
happen, though?
identify as a female? Like what's the
I
limit?
think-
What's the limit to what you're willing?
Do you think
to
there
push?
is a limit?
I think
Because that's
yes.
the
For each
Do you think
parent,
there's
yeah.
a limit?
No, I'm just saying, like, what each parent is gonna let their kid go so far.
And if my kid feels that passionate about it, I think okay, because I want them to see how it would be, you know? Because I can tell you, you know how kids are. I can tell you all day, this is going to be hard. People are going to make mean to you. People are going to
And
make
that's
fun
why
of
I
you.
love what D Wade said. He said, what I did was I saw his post. He said, I basically said, this isn't gonna be easy for you. So what I'm doing right now is I'm supporting you, even though, bro, support doesn't require
That's-
understanding. Support does not always require understanding. So
You don't
letting
have to
you know
agree-
you're gonna
you
go
don't-
through trials and
You don't have to
tribulations.
agree to support.
Exactly.
And I think that's
Exactly.
what I would feel like. I'd be like,
As a parent,
okay.
And I'm here
but
for you. I'm
if
here
this
for
is-
you.
I don't want
I'm
you
here
to
for
feel like
you.
you can't come to me about things.
And I
don't
need
want
you to.
Yeah, and I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to
Well,
like
yeah.
invalidate your feelings or whatever. So, okay, we're not doing anything permanent. We're not taking no medicine. We're
Yeah.
not doing any of that.
But,
But-
a lot of people do though.
they start the
lot
hormones.
of
They
people
start the
start the
hormones
hormones.
young
And
as shit.
To me, I was like, when
especially
you're
especially if it's a female going to male.
Yeah.
like you do this
I mean-
right
They
now,
start taking
and
the
you see,
tea.
and if you do this for a certain amount of years after you're 18, and this is something you still feel passionate about and want to do, we'll talk about the next steps. But as of right now, when you're 100% in my control, like no, we're not. I'm not. But I'm also not gonna let them be who they think they want to be or want to be.
Right.
So I'll say this as a parent. So the main thing I want for my kids is for them just to be happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always going to support them no matter what they decide to do. Obviously, I want them to have the easiest life, right? The easiest life is for them to go conform to the regular ass
But
ideas.
that's not right, though.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. But I mean, as a parent, you want them to go through the
What do you
less,
mean by conform to
the less amount.
You're a
Right.
boy, you like
Stress
girls, you
is
play
possible,
sports,
right?
you
Well,
dress
less
all the kids
stress
dress.
is like not be depressed.
Like you
'cause
don't
Oh,
want
you're talking
them,
about no, I
like
don't
me
want
personally.
to be
Me personally, I would hate for them to get bullied. Hate for them to get singled out.
Yeah.
Hate for
We're
them to
not-
be isolated.
First of all, this is
and
an
shit.
anti-bullying podcast. We're
Oh,
not
yeah,
fucking with that shit
Definitely.
at all.
Let's
We
get
don't
it
fuck
clear.
with
Oh
that
my
shit.
goodness.
But-
We're not fucking with that.
But
bullying
at
shit.
the same time, is like if they're not happy trying to conform to those regular ass ideas,
Yeah.
I don't want to push them towards that thing, right?
Absolutely not.
But I'm also not gonna do anything permanent before they're of
Well, you've
legal
got
age to
wisdom
really
either.
think about it,
You got
right?
wisdom also.
Exactly.
But then you have these ideas because like it's so much of a popular thing right now, right? Like
Oh, it's-
transgender people.
And you have YouTube, you have TikTok,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have
Like
all
there's so much access to information
Yeah.
now to where they can get it, and they have these ideas, and they want to push towards gaining those final results that they want to do when they're young as shit.
Absolutely.
So I would be afraid of maybe them starting something, and then later on regretting it.
Exactly,
If you're too deep into it for you to even go back.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Exactly.
nothing
Right.
worse than, we talked about choices, there's nothing worse than being in a place where you're backed in a corner where you don't have a choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
after
So
making
so
it.
as a parent myself, I think I would be okay with them expressing themselves as they wanted to.
Yeah.
But as far as making actual medical decisions, I would probably put it off till they were 18. I mean, past that point, right? It's their
To me,
choice.
it's
I don't have a
like-
choice.
You
exactly.
don't have a
I
choice.
completely agree. Exactly.
I
But
don't know.
even when they do that,
You would
I'm gonna
let your
still
child-
I'm gonna still be there to
Well,
support
it's
them.
not like, okay, when you're under my care, I just want you to be yourself. But the medical stuff, all that good stuff, I think you have to hit like 20 something
Before they'll even
before
consider
you make that decision.
yeah.
Because at 18,
Think
I
how
was,
we thought
I
we
was
were 12.
reckless.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
What do you mean? We're
I
still,
mean, I'm just
we're
saying.
we're
Even
just,
now we're a little iffy.
we're just,
Oh, like,
we're almost 30.
We'll be like, what the
That was-
fuck?
that
Think
was
about
actually
it.
nothing.
Like 18, I was like, I'm gonna get that first tattoo. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that.
You had so many
Well,
firsts
why?
in
Life
your
is
mind
so
that you
new
wanted
to
to
you
do.
that you don't have to ask
And-
permission for anything.
Exactly.
You just do dumb shit.
And then you don't want them to do that dumb shit.
And that's
then,
where good training
Not
and
being able to go
parenting
back,
comes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you
I'm-
make a serious decision at 18 and you're not able to go back.
Yeah, but
They're gonna spike that against the parents too.
But like you
like
said-
they're gonna have that idea
so
like
I had strict parents.
You did?
Like hardcore strict parents. And the first thing I wanted to do was get a tattoo. Get some piercings. Like I wanted to
you wanted to rebel.
self-mutilate, like
Yeah, for
because
sure.
I wanted to be me. I couldn't express myself.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like it's culture based. It's always
And
like
it depends purely on the person. Haven't we all? We've all seen different cases. So we've seen friends with strict parents and friends with parents who are
See,
do what the
I'm
fuck
opposite.
you
My
want to
parents
do.
weren't strict
And
at
then
all.
the thing is though,
And by the time I grew up, I was like, I'm not going to
exactly.
college
That's
and
a
drinking.
perfect.
I've
That's
been
a
there,
perfect
done that. Like,
example.
y'all need to grow up.
And then you have strict parents who was like, "What the fuck?"
Then
you
they
were
get
raised
out-
right, you were taught right, but they weren't able to express themselves like how
Right.
you're describing.
see, and I didn't get that time. I didn't get the drinking time and
Yeah.
that.
So then you got
I
out on your own and went crazy.
went nuts. I was like,
keep on, keep
Get
on,
in here.
keep on,
Literally,
keep
she
on
went
right now,
too
we're,
nuts and just threw him on her face.
I was, don't
I was
mean
waiting
it.
for it.
Really, who was going there? No, you
But
end up
that's a big thing, right? It's like
experiencing
it is
fast.
it is dependent on your parents, right? Because like
Yeah.
most of us, I will admit that like by the time I was 16 to about 18, I was pretty much free range. Like I didn't even stay with my parents. I pretty much lived with my
we were
brothers,
doing whatever we wanted
or I
to.
lived with my friends. So I was out doing my own thing. I had my own money. I didn't have to depend on them. So I got all my crazy ass shit done between that age gap. And once I became 18 and I was able to get a job that paid actual money, or I was able to go to the military, live my own, like I didn't have to be crazy. I didn't have to live that life
Exactly.
of a
'Cause you-
usual
you-
college
Let
student.
me
Been
ask you
there,
this
done that.
question though. This is coming from me and you, and so he was able to see a little bit, and they've been able to see the transformation for a little bit. Do you think it's a little bit of luck that plays into that?
Oh,
Like,
definitely.
with who you're grouped around, because we were really doing like a lot. We can't tell you. I'm not lying to y'all. We talk about it all the time. How the fuck were we able to get all this alcohol and do
That's
all
the big
this
thing.
other
At
shit?
17, 18 years old, you're not supposed to be
I
able to
mean-
buy liquor. But we always had liquor.
I mean, we
beer.
was.
And the bad thing is, like, all right, so we're
And drugs.
16, yeah, that's the
I
thing.
should have-
16 to 18 years old, especially in Texas, weed was not legal.
No.
Yeah.
Neither was most other things, but somehow it found
had
a way
everything for
into
some
people's
reason.
hands, and so you're able to do that.
And
at
no
a
one
young
put
age.
themselves in a.
That was a big
in
thing
too
too.
much
Is
of a
like
position
we're in a
where
group.
it's
We're in a group to where we took care of each other.
Yes.
So we would.
So I was
we would
lucky
get
that we
But
can't
it was,
take that
it
for
was
granted.
always
Everyone
a
doesn't
house
have that.
party. Like,
That's true.
but it was like, oh, we're
Nah,
comfortable here at this house party.
Well, there were times where you know.
I
It was
mean,
pretty
at the
sketchy
beginning-
houses.
I mean, y'all
There's
heard
some
my
pretty sketchy-
story.
yeah.
I think I've fallen out of the car once. I think they tell me a
Really?
story where
Funny thing is,
on the way to the house.
Yeah, on the way to a certain friend's house, is they had to pull over a couple of times for him.
Because
to,
I'm like, oh shit.
you
what
were
the fuck?
hanging out of the car. Like,
I think it might have been.
not as he was driving. He
Yeah.
pulled over before
Yeah.
he got out of the car,
Yeah.
but he did fall out of the car.
Yeah.
So, but the funniest part of the story is when we
Yeah.
get to the guy's house, we have to carry him up some stairs. His dad,
Those
the
stairs.
guy's dad, is for some reason passed out on the couch with some. I think it was porn. I'm not sure. I can't
kind of
verify.
porn?
Some nasty porn.
Oh man.
But
gets
blaring,
real.
loud noise. Loud
Oh, he
as
was
shit.
at home by himself.
So-
gotta rub that hell out. Rub it
Oh,
out.
like,
It's gonna hair in his palm.
So
You
we're
gotta rub it out.
he's got the hairiest of palms. So we're carrying him upstairs because he's passed out drunk. We already threw buckets of water on him to wake him up.
By the way, I've never fucking forgot that. I remember they were just like,
was it that bad?
bro. The
this
thing
is the
though,
first
I'm
time.
gonna-
This is like the first time he drank with us.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was the first time.
Exactly,
Me and
'cause
you
we
had
went
me and
shot
you
for
went-
shot.
We did shot for shot, and we was going hard. I'm
And
talking
you got to
about-
realize we're in high school, so it's cheap ass liquor. It's not the good stuff.
McCormick.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, everything in a
Almost.
fucking
So-
plastic bottle.
What was it?
Anything in
Diesel and Everclear?
Ooh, yeah.
It doesn't matter. It was all
Oh.
going
So,
down.
so here's the story. So we go into this party. They've got like 4 or 5 bottles, which is pretty surprising for a high school party.
Yeah.
But they're
Yeah.
all not open. All of them still have the plastic seal on them. They're all playing Guitar Hero.
Yes.
And it's a pretty good amount
And
of
they
people.
called us over. Was like, so we get over there. We getting the party started. Everything.
Crack open the
good.
bottles. We start taking shots with everybody. Me and him decide to go shot for shot.
Yeah.
We're taking shots. He drives there. All of us drive there together.
Before
I'm hanging out at.
Before Uber.
Yes.
Yes, before Uber.
This is before we were able to legally drink too.
There was no Uber. My nigga, yeah, absolutely, all of that.
So he gets wasted. One of our buddies decides to get in his truck. His girlfriend drives his car. He's driving.
Friends driving. What you call it? My car. My car. Yeah.
So
This
we
is
end up.
confusing,
Yeah,
right?
it's super confusing.
Yeah,
So
it
anyway,
is.
someone's driving his car.
Drive right
they're
past my
driving-
house, right
yeah.
down the street from my house, and we're
Exactly.
gonna
That's
go
the weird
like
thing.
30 minutes
Yeah.
down the other way.
So we go out in the middle of nowhere, the prison farms. So we go to the prison farms. He's trying to get out of the car like 3 times on the way up there. We finally get him to the house, throw buckets of water on him, try to sober him up, try to wake him up. He doesn't wake up. So one guy grabs his head, I
Is he
grab his
dead?
legs. Yeah, exactly.
Y'all want to see a dead body? Yeah, straight up.
I grab his
Is
legs.
that bad?
As we're
You
walking,
were limp?
as we're walking up the stairs,
Never
the
mind.
dad,
Never.
the dad wakes up and he's like, "Is that a deer?"
I just remember getting
You were
carried
dead.
upstairs.
He's like, "Is that a deer?" We're like, "Nah, it's a black guy."
Yeah.
We're like, "Okay, just turn
That's
him."
even worse.
What the fuck? Oh my god, I thought it was a deer.
What did y'all do to him?
The funny thing is, the
Y'all
dad,
carried up? Y'all killed him? What the fuck?
the dad's like, "All right, just put him on his stomach. Make sure he doesn't, choke
throw
on his
up.
vomit."
Hey,
So
but you know what I'm saying? That even speaks testaments to
exactly,
how
that
great
was our
friends
group.
and friends,
That was our
parents
group.
were, because hey man, it's easy for a parent to walk in and be like, "What the fuck?" Right
Right.
now is not the time to do that. Our friend is clearly
Take
drunk.
care of us.
We're not even supposed to drink, but he's taking care of us, so we're trying to do the responsible thing.
But it's
And
always
my
been
friends
like
took
that
care of
within
that.
our group. We got a good group.
Yeah,
We do that. That's the big.
It's
Well,
always
so that's
like,
it's not
lucky.
just
is she okay? Oh,
Even
is he okay?
in high school, so we had smart enough parents to know that we were going to do it no matter what, right?
Yeah.
They weren't trying to shun us or make us hide it to the point to where we were trying to drive someone
'Cause
drunk.
we were gonna do
or
it
we were trying to do
regardless.
anything like that. So we had a good enough group and a good enough parental group to where we realized that if we get too drunk, we can call our parents, or we can at least go crash at someone's house. They're not going to say anything too bad, or they're not
I
going
don't
to
know,
kick us out of
because
the
I've been
house.
to some parties and there was one time this guy fell from the stairs, hit his head on the wall, made a hole, and had a concussion. And the first thing the cousin says, like, "Oh my God, we can't tell my dad. We can't, we can't call nobody." I'm like, dude, this guy has concussion. Like, what are we gonna do? And everybody's freaking out, and everybody sobers up really quick.
Super work.
Yeah, and it's just like, we had moments that we can't, call the higher ups or like ambulance or nothing to come save somebody.
I'll say this about my parents. While they weren't too involved, I was able, the communication stream was pretty open, so I was able to tell them whatever I wanted to.
Right.
There was no judgment, because I think there's a realization that either way it was going to happen, so they would rather be informed that it was happening rather than me trying to hide it.
I remember when my dad caught me smoking weed on lunch break in the backyard, blowing down. Because I lived right by my high school, so Friday would go smoke, get some little cereal or something lunch, and go back. My dad's retired. He comes home, walks in the backyard, and I'm like, "What are you doing here?"
That's what he said to you? Or
No,
you
I
said
told him,
it?
like, "What are you doing here?" He was like,
what are you doing
here?"
Honestly, your daddy's probably trying to blow down too. You took his spot.
And so he gives us I'm like, "This is a mistake. I'm so sorry." And he was like, "No, a mistake is something you do, but you don't know what's gonna happen after." He's like, "You know what you're doing is wrong."
Right.
Yeah, if you're doing something,
you made the decision to do it.
That's
so it's not a
real.
mistake, it's
That's
a
real.
decision.
See, but
That's
y'all
actually
have more
That's real.
realistic parents.
But yours were
My
super
parents
strict.
are super strict. I'm 30 years old almost.
But I will say
And
this,
it's
that's
hard to
typical.
even smoke a cigarette in front of them because
That's
they're
typical with Hispanic females.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
But my brother, he brings bottles,
Do whatever he
brings,
wants.
brings
Yeah.
alcohol,
But my
and
thing
he
is, though,
is
that's also talking
slamming
about
it.
that's talking about slamming it.
And then, slamming drinks down, and it's okay.
He's
but,
in the room slamming it,
I'm over
and they're
here,
okay with it.
Like,
That's cultural. Thing.
pouring
Yeah.
a
That is a
drink, and they're
cultural
like,
thing, right?
Not saying,
What
not
are you
saying,
doing?
not saying it's necessarily
And it's-
right, but my thing is,
No,
though,
it's totally
as-
cultural.
Even in the African American culture, we're talking about something. If you got a brother, being honest, my mom would always say this shit. She says, "Son," she said the difference. She says, she had a brother. She would be like, my mother would always tell me. So this is my grandmother would tell her. She says, "No, things are a little different because it's always whenever you talk to a guy, it's always mama's baby, daddy's maybe." So the thing is, though, a sense of responsibility comes in with the woman, and the perception, the negative personas, and the things of that sort come into play really, really tough from the people, the peanut gallery. They give those perceptions and they give those kind of things towards a woman that makes things a little bit more difficult. I feel like. For
So I would agree with that, right? Like if a female, if she gets pregnant and has a baby, the responsibility, no matter what,
no
is
matter
on the
what, it's
female,
always on.
right?
It's always the woman's
the
baby.
guy can leave.
Can be like,
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 bitch, it wasn't my baby.
Exactly.
First of all, I wasn't even there.
I
I wasn't even fucking there.
Are you
was in the next room.
I was in the
I
next
seen
room.
it and I walked out and I wanted nothing to do with it. But
That's
like
true.
like a female, she has a kid. Like that's her kid, right?
That's
There's
her
no
kid.
denying that. It came out of her, obviously.
If she
But like
denies
with
it,
the,
she's
with
a
the
bad
guy,
motherfucker.
with the guy, I mean, he can say, "I'm not sure that's
it's
mine."
easier to walk away.
Yeah. And even if
First
it
of all, I
is his-
wasn't there, and you know what? I'm not interested in swapping blood. You can't have anybody here. No, you can't stay the night, and my toothbrush is hidden.
I mean, you might have some body hair in your hands from
What the
we
fuck?
know.
I know. My thing is, I told you.
I
Like,
shaved-
I'm
we
fucking
shaved the
Chewbacca
head.
in this
Shaved the
bitch.
head.
I've been Chewbacca in this bitch. Like, what the fuck? Hell yeah.
Dang.
Oh, man. That's real.
I mean, for me, it was rough. Like, the only time I would be able to drink is at your house. And you know how I got plastered. Like, I would lay
Yeah,
down.
y'all lost my goddamn dog. I know.
No,
how-
no,
how
I didn't do that. So I would lay down on your couch because I was so tired, drunk, and alcohol could be coming out of my nose. I'm like, am I dying? Like,
Let me
like,
ask you guys
why
this.
Why is it this bad?
I'm glad you brought that up. Do you all believe that everything happens for a reason?
I
Like,
do.
there's a purpose, even in the small things. So, like,
There has to be.
has to be.
Has to.
In my personal opinion, I agree. So you talked about how your parents were super strict, but you would go to his house and would drink. And the thing is, though, even on your fucked up nights, there were some places that you probably would have went, and they weren't as responsible as us. From our experiences and having what we just talked about, what we lived and learned. So we're like, we know how to do this. Cool. She's drunk as fuck. She's gonna start throwing up. Let's take care of her. You learn from that. So the
Right.
next time you went over and you drank, you were like, well, even if I throw up, I'm not gonna be as bad as that,
Right.
and I know what to do.
Right.
So, but my thing is though, you ran into him. That all comes back to everything happens for a reason, purpose, and things like that. Where it starts off,
You know,
a bit of lucky.
That's an interesting thing too. Is like I think, especially with drinking at like a young age, I think it's trial and error, right?
But, yeah, it's
You
always
learn, you learn what your limits are, and that kind of keeps you from doing dumb shit in college. Once you move past that fucking 18-year-old.
But that's the thing,
First
is
of all,
that
he
you
didn't
don't
win.
have that.
He didn't win. We were doing shot for shot. I was on the phone with a girl.
Totally
I was on the phone with my girl, and I've never
Who
done
threw
this
up?
again.
Who threw up?
I eventually ended up throwing up. So I didn't realize. It's the first time.
So
I think
First
I
time-
lost shot for shot with
But
John
check this
too.
out.
Who won?
No, but
He
I was
won?
in it. No, we were good.
he was in it. He was in it.
We were
till
good.
the
No, we
end.
were going good. And I remember I got on the stairs and I got on the phone with my chick at the time. And have y'all ever done this? Been drunk, and be good. Close your eyes and go to sleep for a second.
Yes.
You wake up and be like, oh my fucking
Yeah,
God.
that's first of all, you don't ever close your eyes.
I
That's
didn't know
when you
that.
fucked up.
So we're
You
talking
don't
about
lay
trial
down.
and
You
error.
don't lay
You
But
don't
if
lay
you
down,
don't
you
know,
don't close your eyes.
I
That
did not
room
know.
starts
So I
spinning.
ended up, I remember I got off the phone and was like, yeah, da. She's like, you gonna hang with your friends tonight? And I'm like, yep. Yep, you're good. And so I hung up the phone. I remember it was quick too. It was quick enough for me to still hear what was going on as I closed my eyes on the stairs. I woke up and said, what in the fuck Wonderland, Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory? I am loopy in this bitch. I can't even stand. I
Yeah,
was
don't
tripping.
close your eyes.
too.
And car rides. mess
Is
me
that
up.
worse than going outside getting some air? Because I
That-
go
I don't know, because
outside,
that-
get some
that
air,
air-
or
that
smoke a
air
cigarette
hits you.
outside, that hair itch you, and I'm like, woo, now I'm drunk.
You know, a lot of
You
times
know?
I realize that I'm drunk. I'm like, okay, we're having fun. I go use the
What you
bathroom,
doing?
and I'm like,
What you doing?
oh, wait
I don't
a
know, man,
minute.
that
The
lay
only
down.
reason,
Girl,
wait,
girl.
Yeah,
the only reason you notice that you're gone in the restroom is because we got pulled them pants down.
That's true.
And like try to
Yeah.
Yeah.
not fall off the toilet.
Good for us,
But if
bro.
it
We
was
can
for
just,
a
hey,
guy, it's
pull
easy.
over. Whoa.
It's easier for a guy.
Throw that shit out, whip it out. We're good. What are you doing over there, sir?
I mean-
Nothing. Mind your fucking business.
But you got 3 places: the sink, the toilet, and the damn
Yeah, for girl,
bathtub.
you have that second when you're girl, you're like,
The girl is
Wait
just
a
like,
minute.
Girl
oh,
can bust
man.
open the sink. I mean,
She
you
said
really-
that.
no girls doing
You've
that.
got
Really,
three
nobody does that.
places,
Because you also-
the-
you have that
the
lady in
sink,
there with
the
the paper
toilet,
towels
the
and
hot
the-
tub.
Yes.
Let me
Are
find a
you
motherfucker
okay?
pissing
Are
in
you
my sink
okay?
or my hot tub. Yes, your
I'm
ass.
not
The
gonna, I'm
fuck?
not gonna lie. I pissed in the sink
But I'm
at
just-
a convenience store.
Okay, if you're drunk, you're
It's
gonna
tough.
pee wherever you're gonna go.
No
You gotta
judgments.
go.
We're all good.
I've never
here.
peed in a sink.
But we can't.
I
You
can.
can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I can pop my butt on there.
I
I
just
can-
always say when
So
I say
I-
I pee standing
I
up.
went
but
to the
apparently
club.
you guys can
I went
too.
to the club.
Yeah.
There was a
It's
line
little
at the,
sloppier, but y'all
at the
can pee
restroom.
standing up.
This girl pulled down her pants. She's like, sorry guys. Pulled down her pants and she started peeing in the trash can.
Bitch, first of all, this is not normal. So what are we doing? What are you doing?
I was like,
Did anybody say anything to this
and we
shit?
just all looked at her like,
In amazement?
she
That's a
told-
good idea.
I was like, I should have done that a long time ago, you know? We
But
don't
you want to know like
this
the most
line.
girl power places? A bunch of drunk girls in the bathroom. Wash their
Bro.
hands. Girl, that makeup. You're
Bro.
lipstick.
We
You smell so
hype
good.
each other
I
up.
be-
Those shoes.
Bro, I've like fucked with a few chicks, you know what I'm saying? A few chicks in my life. So we'll go out. And I'll be like, she'll be like showing me these pictures. And like I could hear the next morning when we laid up and be like, I don't even remember none of these pictures. And I'm like, oh, look, she'll show me. I'm like, who the fuck are these people in the bathroom with?
Yeah.
You got 80 pictures with these bitches in the bathroom. Who the
Cause
fuck
that-
is
Don't-
this?
Don't
That
know one
is
of them,
the-
huh?
Don't know what I say. Who is
Yes.
that? I say this bitch clearly knows you. You went to school together. Y'all done chill
No.
together. You know her mama.
You just wash
y'all
your
got
hands. The girl
baptized
that,
together.
ooh, girl, I love those putting your
Oh,
lipstick.
yes.
What color
Bitch,
is
first
that?
of all,
That
stop
looks so
giving
good
her,
on you.
stop giving her compliments
And then
on this
like,
weak ass
ooh, the
wig.
outfit
she's
good.
wearing.
The outfit
Stop doing
Slipping-
that shit.
slipping
We
down
do
This
the
shit's
that.
weak.
Shit.
That
We
shit is
do
weak as
that.
fuck.
But that is the spot. Ooh,
Half-
you walk out and feel
half
like
your
a
weave
million
hanging
fucking
off, like-
bucks. Wigs halfway,
So
but
job,
shit.
so job.
My
ain't
thing
even
is though,
on.
oh girl, that hand color's cute. Yeah, bitch, all of y'all are wearing white tips today. Everybody's got the same goddamn nail color.
No,
Okay,
they don't. We all got these
congratulations.
bougie ass nails.
My
and
thing
stuff.
is though, everybody's wearing the white tips and the nails, and you
No,
know what I'm
it's
saying.
not like
Bitch,
that.
your
Similar,
shit cute,
pretty
yeah.
similar.
My thing is though, I know it is. We thought about the
But
same.
that's the guy's
Beyonce
perspective.
got us doing the same shit. Shout
It
out
don't
to
matter.
Beyonce.
It don't
I fucks with
matter.
Beyonce. Yeah, I fucks with
Girl
her. See the
power.
truth.
And up.
She sees us every day.
See, y'all taking them selfies together.
Taking
in the
40
restroom
minutes in the fucking
is why the
bathroom.
fuck coronavirus.
Can we
is
get
spreading,
out of here?
goddamn.
Exactly.
That's why they shutting down all the goddamn clubs and the
God.
XFL games.
Why you gotta tell
Oh,
us
it's our
that?
fault.
Because y'all can't go to a restroom and not take a selfie. Yes, it's y'all
Because
fault.
we gotta
It might
make
be their
sure
fault.
we're looking cute.
Yeah.
No, and you
It's
know
a
what?
different perspective on the phone
Because
with the
okay,
filter.
and honestly, in real life, girls are not exactly nice to each other.
Unless they're drinking.
Yeah, bro.
So,
they are not
You know,
nice.
when
you know
I go
what?
to the bathroom and this girl I don't know tells me my outfit's cute, I'm gonna think I'm cute because girls are mean. So I'm
You
like,
know,
if another girl tells me that, I know I'm cute. If a guy tells me like, "Ooh, girl,
trying to
you
get
fine,"
She's
that
out there.
pants.
My thing is,
Fuck
damn.
out
I
If
can
a
give you a
girl comes
compliment.
up to me and is like, "Ooh, girl, you rocking the outfit," I'm really thinking I'm rocking the outfit.
Or,
She
or
don't
you know
like
what?
the
Or
thing.
you know what? Here's the thing. She
She
took
being
8
petty.
shots of fucking Jaeger.
Nah, no,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not the
yeah.
case.
The bitch is
Nice.
drunk.
That's not the
We're
case.
gonna carry her out
Not
in a
cute.
second.
No,
She's gonna carry out
okay,
in a
boo.
second.
She actually thought
Security,
she thought you were a
security, can somebody
goddamn.
get her drunk ass out of here.
She thought you were a flamingo and she's trying to compliment a goddamn
Exactly.
flamingo
No,
walking
it
down
actually
the street.
means I'm really cute.
I could have
Okay.
sworn I went to the fucking
Unless you
petty
got that one
museum
mean girl who
yesterday.
just compliments the ugly girl.
Y'all just see a Picasso, goddamn it, that Picasso was beautiful.
You know, but my thing is, some girls do this shit. Girl, you so cute. I remember one time I walked to the car and I've been
It's
like,
the word you use.
is there
though.
no pettiness between girls?
No, but my thing is, I've actually said that
That's
shit.
a compliment, but then when you walk away, they're
be like, bitch, that's a fakest shit, fakest compliment I've ever
Exactly.
fucking
It's
heard
the
in my
way you
life.
say it.
Do you
the
agree, bro?
Cute,
no,
pretty,
no, if
gorgeous.
there's like a backhand, like, "Ooh, that shirt's real cute." My grandma has that shirt.
Yeah.
First of all,
like
first of
the
all, if
face.
she says
I like
that shit,
the
that's
face,
real cute.
though.
My
Look at
grandmother
that.
has that shirt.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's what happened to you.
I
Has
know.
anybody ever said that shit?
Oh, grandma.
So which grandma shirt
Oh,
is
yeah.
it?
shirt.
Oh, yeah? Bitch, your grandma wanna get beat up?
Shirt
You and your grandma wanna get beat up?
Is that the
Since you
comeback
being
to
funny.
that?
Since you being funny.
Yeah, your grandma
That's
want to
a
catch
good
his
one.
hands?
Yeah, you and your grandmother want to
Oh.
catch his hands, bitch, or
I'm
what?
fucking 80-year-old lady. Yeah, don't
Exactly.
worry
They
about
straight
that.
up. Got time for you.
Now I know how to come back at that. Okay, okay. Because I'll be like, okay.
Just be like, oh, I've knocked an old lady out before. Don't worry about that.
I would have been like, oh, grandma got style then, huh?
I probably wouldn't have said that. I'd have been like, are you being funny? I'm sorry.
That's really
I'm sorry,
what
you
I'm
being
Or
funny.
just be like, oh, grandma be getting that D then.
Yeah,
Ah!
yeah. Grandma getting that dick.
Dang.
Grandma's getting it.
Hey, but some of these grandpas, dude, they be looking.
Oh,
Okay,
You
so-
seen that one?
I mean,
that
no
one
judgments,
old guy
bro.
on like Facebook, Instagram. He's
On
fine.
TikTok.
Oh, you talking
Fine.
about-
But
Cut up
listen,
old
Yeah,
man,
with, like,
looking
the
like
gray
Santa,
beard.
looking
Oh!
like Santa and shit.
Who you talking about? I know who you
the
talking about.
TikTok
He's about to
ones,
put it up.
and
No,
they're
I know who you talking about.
They're tied up, and they're just like, oh my god.
Okay,
But
What's
y'all
his
realize
name?
that guy's probably, he's only like 35
Yeah.
with some
Yeah.
gray hair.
Nah, he's
But
actually
he's still
not.
a grandpa.
No, because that guy's son dated my friend. He's like in his late 30s.
Hold on.
With the D, the son name starts with a D.
What's the guy's
I'm not
name?
gonna say his
What's the guy's how do you start it?
Mr. Still Your Grandma or something like that.
Yeah. My thing is though, if I'm
I'm just saying.
So we
This-
know you're into old ass men with
No,
gray
no,
pubes.
no. I'm just
If
saying.
he looks like that, okay, I'm not one that could like mess with an older man for money. But if he look like that, oh yes, please.
Because they making like all y'all young folk look like.
oh
shrimps.
yeah, he went that's what you talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Let
Let
me
me
see
see,
that.
let me see,
that
let
old
me see, let me
man.
see.
he went
He
to
looks like that.
yeah. I want. Let's take a break.
Well,
We're taking a break.
Yeah, we can take a break.
I gotta fart and shit and do everything
Okay,
else.
good,
What the
good,
fuck?
good. I'm dying
Gotta
over
scratch
here.
my nuts and shit.
Yeah, he's-
Cut it out, Cubano.
Supposedly grown, supposedly grown, supposedly grown, supposedly grown. Supposedly grown.